Morning guys, how are we all doing? Now go and grab your cup of coffee and let's sit down and have another quick chat. Now it's been brought to my attention through some emails that you guys have been sending me that length really does matter. That actually sounded better in my head than it did when it came out, but a lot of you have sent me a quick message saying, love the videos, they're fantastic, thank you Paul, but maybe you could try making them shorter. I didn't realize that they were that long, but I suppose they are, right? They're coming in about 5 minutes each. So let's try and see if I can manage to make them shorter for you and get more direct to the point in my videos. So short is good and length apparently is very important when it comes to videos. So in the last video, I talked you through my quadrant where banks, when they're going to look at either building a new bank or doing a transformation from an old core system to a new system, what they need to think about and put themselves in a target picture. We looked at whether they should be anchoring to their existing core or replacing their existing core, and whether they want to go down a journey of basing it on custom development, in-house development, or focusing more on relying on third-party ISV product providers who are focused on developing core banking solutions. So once you set that target, you still also have to define, very importantly, your roadmap, how you're going to get there, how you're going to achieve that target. Now, I've seen way too many banks that take an IT focus on these projects, and that is doomed almost to failure. This is not a IT-driven project. This is a business-driven transformational project, and it needs to be driven from a business perspective. You need to have a very clear business strategy and business drivers on your transformation going forwards. The other thing is that you're taking a transformation from the old business models of banking generally to a more modern business model of banking, and you're utilizing advancements in technology and emerging technologies to help you to drive the next generation of your banking models. So we talk a lot about the cognitive banking, AI at scale as some good examples. But then picking your journey towards there, I see 4 general patterns that banks can take going forwards. And obviously it's very often a hybrid of some of these. It's not just one over the other. The one that I would least favor, and I've seen a number of banks try and very often fail, is a rip and replace, basically a big bang. And very often what ends up happening is that they try to recreate their existing banking system in a new technology, rather than taking the opportunity to completely rethink what their bank should look like. Don't take the existing and try to just redevelop it in a new package. Don't do that, please. The second approach is to API enable your existing core. That's to try and modernize what you have by creating a layer of abstraction around it, to try and put your flexibility and agility into a layer that can sit above your existing core. This is a good approach to a certain degree, but dependent upon how rigid your existing core system is, you might find that what you're actually doing is creating a lot more complexity, which becomes a lot harder to maintain going forwards. But as a stepping stone, it's an approach that does work for an awful lot of banks, particularly if you're looking at legacy anchored rather than legacy replaced. Another approach that a lot of banks have tried and I've seen successful is to set up a new digital bank on the side. So you basically take what is white space to your bank, you build a new digital bank on the side which is legacied or connected back to your legacy to a varying number of degrees. And then you start to migrate from your old system to your new system as you build your new capabilities in this new digital bank. One of the benefits of that is that you can get return on investment quite fast. And then the approach that a lot of banks are taking is to do a progressive modernization. And in the area of progressive modernization, there's a number of other elements or approaches to take. You've got hollowing out the core through strangler patterns, for instance. You've got the refactoring of the core, where you take the old core and the old technologies, and you refactor into new technologies. We're seeing a lot of attempts around this, from mainframe COBOL to Java as an example. And then the last one is to do a replacement. I'd love to talk more about this in detail. In fact, I'm talking with a bank today, one of the large European banks today, specifically about this journey and how we can help them to take this journey from their legacy core to their new target picture. Can't divulge who the bank is, but if you'd like to have this discussion with me or any of my colleagues in IBM, then reach out. Love to have the discussion. Hope you've had a great morning, enjoyed your coffee, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.